Hey guys, DC Multiverse dude here, doing a quick 5-minute review of the DC Multiverse Speed Metal Wave Darkest Night Build-A-Figure. Now, this Build-A-Figure of the Darkest Night was the Build-A-Figure that came with this Speed Metal Wave, which of course is one of the waves that's based on a one-shot comic called Speed Metal, which derived out of the Death Metal crossover event. Now, I'm not going to be looking at these figures here today. I'm going to be focusing on this Darkest Night Build-A-Figure because I think he's the most interesting part of this package. Big thanks to McFarlane Toys and Head Start Toys for providing this wave for review. I may do a review of the individual figures in the wave at some point in the future. But for now, let's have a look at the Darkest Night. So this is the Build-A-Figure of the Darkest Night. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, the Darkest Night is the sort of ultimate form of the villain known as the Batman Who Laughs, who is an alternate universe Batman who's infected with Joker toxin, goes insane, and sort of becomes this extremely powerful, extremely evil hybrid of Batman and the Joker, causes havoc, and, you know, as part of the Death Metal storyline, he effectively becomes a threat to the multiverse, yada, yada, yada. And ultimately he assumes this sort of godlike form, using the power of Dr. Manhattan, of all things. And as part of the Speed Metal storyline, he chases the various Flash family members across the ruins of the multiverse, and sort of racing them to the Mobius chair. It's a really cool one-shot. It's a really good Flash story. The Darkest Night doesn't do too much in that one-shot, but you know, he sort of goes on to do things later in the crossover event, and he's ultimately killed by Wonder Woman. It's pretty cool if you like the sort of crazier side of the DC universe. This Build-A-Figure is pretty cool. He's very tall. He has an unusual sort of set of proportions. Obviously, he's very spindly, very thin, very tall, very gangly, and he's sort of got this sort of smoke-like effect, which is very, very cool. In terms of mass, he's quite light, and in terms of articulation, he's sort of more limited than you might imagine that he would be. So, for example, you know, he's got a nifty little articulated jaw, which I really, really like, and some good head movement, which allows for sort of a lot of evil personality. But, you know, his arms won't go up much higher than, you know, 90 degrees, which you kind of, by the look of him, you think they would, but they don't. His wrists have no swivel, only a single hinge to go up and down. He's got a bicep swivel, so that's nice. In terms of his ab crunch, he's sort of got limited movement, and interestingly, you can't really bend him back to straighten him out. He's sort of got that hunched over pose, and that's just the way he's going to stay. His legs, similarly, they have sort of a bend in the knee that you cannot straighten out, probably for balance reasons. He stays bent at the knee, which is fine. I can't imagine you'd want to stand him up straight. He would look like he's standing on 2 sticks of spaghetti. It'd be really, really weird. His toes have got the toe articulation. His feet hinge backwards and forwards, but they have no rocker. So they don't kind of sit flat on the ground, which makes him hard to sort of balance, I guess. So the articulation is like, I think it could be better. Where I think this figure really excels is the sculpt. The sculpt is immaculate. There's like lots of great, crazy sort of sculpted detail on it. And I think you can notice right away, he's got really fantastic clear plastic usage, or this translucent plastic that actually picks up a lot of light. A lot of light shines through. It gives him that sort of smoke-like effect, which is much cooler than if he'd just been matte black or glossy black. I think this sort of purpley black, opaque, semi-opaque finish, or the plastic, is a really good choice for the figure. Now for some quick comparisons. Here is the Darkest Night alongside the Speed Metal Dark Flash figure, your standard 7-inch figure. This is also one of the Dark Flashes that the Darkest Night summoned to chase the speedsters in Speed Metal, so they go quite well together. And here is the Darkest Night alongside 2 recent Build-A-Figures that we've got in waves. We've got the Arkham City Solomon Grundy Build-A-Figure and the Titans Wave Beast Boy Build-A-Figure. Now, in terms of weight, Beast Boy in particular weighs about 3 times what the Darkest Knight weighs. It's just a bulkier, more solid Build-A-Figure. So in many ways, you're kind of getting more plastic. It's a better value if you want to assess it in that sort of by that metric. Solomon Grundy's a little bit lighter than Beast Boy, but still obviously has a bit more shelf presence. The Darkest Knight is very lean, very slender. You know, do you get a lot of bang for your buck? Maybe not in terms of raw plastic used, but in terms of sort of visual presence, I think he fits the bill. You know, he's pretty cool. So overall, I wouldn't say he's one of the better Build-A-Figures. I think he's somewhere in the middle, but he's very cool. And if you can get this wave, if the character designs appeal to you, I think that this Build-A-Figure is actually pretty good and will look great on the shelf, especially if you've got a death metal kind of dark multiverse display going on, which I do. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Please like, please subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about this Build-A-Figure. And until next time, happy collecting, and thanks for watching.